Today's the day. Today's the day that we find out what this car can do. This is my third part of my three-part series where the first one was the test drive and my first impression. Second episode was the showing what the prototype can do, and the last one will be range test. It's actually kind of a two-parter. I'm going to do as careful as possible, see what the longest range I can get on this car. Unfortunately, the warm weather is gone. It gets pretty cold at night, and I work in the daytime, so yeah, I've noticed the range, it did go down a little bit even on this car. My car has gone down quite a bit. This car is not as bad, but it's not going to get 400 kilometers on one charge, it looks like. Let's see what I can do though. Tomorrow though, I'm going to do a second test. Second test is going to be driving more naturally, more normally like everybody else does. And what kind of range can I get with that? The timing's not the best. It's not really that cold. It's not like winter range numbers yet, and it's not warm anymore, so it's not the summer range numbers. I'm right in between, so it's not the best test, but that's all I could do. I got a hold of this car. Don't ask me how, but I only have it for today and tomorrow, and that'll be it for a while. So this is my only chance to do this test. Let's go. Okay, it's 6:02 p.m. 20 degrees centigrade outside right now. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get this video up. I have to wait until they say it's okay, because they don't want too much information to be getting released before America, I guess. I don't know what's going on. So I'll just say that this is pretty soon after Halloween, just so to give you an idea of where we are at what time of the year. See, I wasn't able to charge up to more than 97% yesterday. I just didn't have time, and so I charged it to 97%. I've used 10% and I've traveled 37 kilometers, 36.9. Let me turn the camera on. Show you guys what I'm looking at. All right, hopefully it'll be in focus. Alright, so as you can see, my kilometers per kilowatt hour aren't very good. 7.9. This car is a lot more difficult to keep my kilometers per kilowatt hour up. Part of it is probably because, I'm still not full braking mode yet. I'm still missing a few bars, and I just got a few just now. I'm going to drop below 90%. But yeah, it's pretty hard. I'm having a hard time. Every car is different, and I haven't found the sweet spot on this car yet. It took me a while to figure out the van, how to get a good economy drive on that. And this one's no different. It's definitely a little bit different. I think the gearbox gear ratio must be a little bit different, or it's the same, and it's just the fact that we're using a bigger inverter on the car to give it more power. Maybe that's what's, even though I'm taking it easy, it's still that bigger inverter is still making a difference. So anyways, I'm at 7.9 kilometers per kilowatt hour. I'm showing 262 on the gasometer, and I've traveled pretty much 37 kilometers. 79. So yeah, it's 300. I'm averaging about 300 kilometers on a 97% charge so far. and my kilometers per kilowatt is 7.9. That's not bad. That's really good, actually. It's was it 180 something miles? I'll put it up here. I can't do it in my head. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I just want to give you the numbers before I get going, and I'll have the camera running while I'm driving. I found this really great spot here. I love this page here. Check it out, guys. If you want a digital speedometer, you got a digital speedometer here. That's your compass. This is your power and regenerative here. It tells you if you have your e-pedal on, your eco mode is on. And then it also gives you your music box information, what you're playing and stuff, or DVD or whatever you're doing. DVD. Excuse me. I am sorry about that. So, anyways, I love this screen. It gives you quite a bit of information. And if you slide over here, just one to the left, boom, I got my economy driving information. Slide back over here to the right, and there we go. And if I move up, I think it's 1, 2, move up to here. That's my Pro Pilot. That'll tell me what my Pro Pilot is doing. I'll be using that a lot today when I get on the highway, just for economy driving. So yeah, traffic's really bad right now. That's why I pulled over and did this real quick. So I am going to do a thorough test drive. This is going to be a really thorough test drive on this car today. We're going as slow as possible, taking it as easy as possible, and we should, even though I only got to 97%, and the temperatures are a little low, especially it's right now it's nice warm temperature, but if I show you the battery temp, you'll see it's not good at all. Go here, slide down. That's my battery percentage. Look at that. They say this doesn't really show the segs too much, but I should be over half. I should be almost 3/4 way for optimal battery temperature for operating, they say, because of these batteries being the lizard, they call it lizard batteries. They can handle the high temperatures. They're not really good in the lower temperatures though. And anything below, if you're below halfway, below the halfway mark, you're going to be losing range because it just can't take in the regenerative power as well. It doesn't store the energy that you accumulate from your regenerative braking. It doesn't store it as easily when it's that cool, because of the kind of chemistry they use for the battery to make it safe for in the hot climates. So that's why even in these moderate temperatures, it's not doing well. Also, it gets cold at night. It was really cold last night, and the temperature really dropped, and that's why the battery is pretty cool, even though it's nice and warm right now. So, anyways, enough of the talking, because I know you guys don't like it. Let's get going, and I'll continue the testing of the car. All right. Okay, I'm on the highway now. We are traveling at 25 kilometers an hour. Traffic is really bad, as usual here at this time, 6:20 p.m. Yeah, going towards Tokyo, it's pretty bad. The car took over right away. Since I got on the highway, it kicked in immediately. When I turned on the Pro Pilot, the steering engaged immediately. There was no wait this time. Everything's working great. I'm not doing a dang thing. The car's doing everything for me, which is nice. So it gives me time where I can talk to you guys and actually look at you guys. Pretty cool. It's pretty weird. I'm really enjoying this car. One thing I think I mentioned in a previous video, and I'm going to mention it again because I've been driving this car for a while now. These things, not a big fan. These things that they come out like a V on the side, in the middle. Don't like them a bit. They're not soft touch. As a matter of fact, nothing on here. Nothing except for the door panel right here where your door lever is. There's some soft touch right here, where your arm would probably touch. That's soft touch. But where your leg is, right here on this, I don't know what you call it, this wall that comes up on the instrument cluster, the center cluster, whatever you want to call it. That thing is not soft touch, and it just kills me because I like to pull my feet up towards the seat and then open my legs kind of. You can't really do it. If you keep your legs straight, not a problem at all. If you're one of those people that doesn't really pull their feet towards them, but when the car's driving for you, you might be doing it. I don't know. 8.1, woohoo! Not great. Having a hard time with this. The traffic's so bad right now. Another car coming in this lane. I chose this lane so I wouldn't have to deal with this stuff, but everybody's just jumping in front of me. This car seems to be handling it no problem. I'm so trustworthy anymore. My feet aren't even near the pedals anymore. So I'm up to 60 now.
but that's only because there's a exit lane right here. I'm about to, ooh, here comes a car jumping in front of me, and I'm going 60 kilometers an hour, and it caught it. The car caught it. Good deal. In the previous episode where I was talking about the ProPilot, we did the ProPilot demonstration. I said that the car now, if you take your hands off the steering wheel, will continue steering, but it will, I guess what I heard from somebody in the comments, they said it will start hitting the brakes, bam, bam, trying to wake you up with the brakes and make a noise. And then eventually just, it'll turn the hazards on and slow down to a stop. I tried it, but it was on a regular street last night. I tried it on a regular street and it didn't do that. The steering just disengaged like the Serena. I'm starting to wonder, maybe in this country I don't have that ability. It could be different in America, because I heard about this feature from the America Nissan site, and they had a guy on when Nissan had the debut of this car in Las Vegas. They had a special event where people could test drive on the first day. And I saw one of those videos on YouTube, and the dealer, or I don't know the dealer, but the Nissan guy was talking about that system, how if you take your hands off for too long, the car will eventually it'll just stop where it's at. I don't know, I haven't tried it here yet. I will try it. I can't do it right now. Traffic is way too strong, way too heavy. But I do want to try and see if that's true eventually. I'd like to try that out. Yeah, so anyways, I'll come back to you. It's at 85%. I've traveled 43.8 kilometers, showing 258 on the gasometer. So, wow, doing very good. Okay, let that guy in. Doing very good so far, considering the low, my low, how do you say it? The kilometers per kilowatt hour is kind of not very good. So, ProPilot totally disengaged there. That stupid van totally freaked out the car, and ProPilot just totally disengaged. Wow, interesting. So far it's doing pretty good. Let's just see how it looks when I get to Ginza next. Okay, we are in Ginza, and you're not gonna believe if I can find oh man, it's actually busy tonight. My parking spot is not available. I can't do parallel parking here. Maybe up ahead. I'm going kind of slow here. Torque off the natives. Here's fine.
Turn right.
So much for parallel parking test. I'll just have to do it myself, so I can show you. I'll do it again later. A lot of cars right now. It's a little busy still. So I'll go over the numbers real quick. Then after that, maybe I can set up the camera so I can do a proper test. Alright, this music is just driving me crazy. Alright, let's see here. So we're in Ginza. I traveled a little over 40 kilometers probably, I think. Let's turn the video on. A little more than 40 kilometers, I think. We are showing 244 kilometers available still on the gasometer. I have traveled altogether, since I charged it to 97%, 71.6 kilometers, almost 72 kilometers. And check it out, 77% battery. So to go a little over 40 kilometers, I don't know exactly. I could figure it out if I looked at the previous video, because subtract. But anyways, I think it's around 40 kilometers. I've used only 10% battery. So 244 is what it's saying I can still go at my current driving habits. And I'm going to round up to 72 plus 72. That equals 316 kilometers. So you divide that by 1.6. That is 197.5 miles so far. I'm getting it up there. It's starting to go up slowly. Even though, let me show you my how do you say, economy driving is still not doing so hot. Video back on. Showing 8.5 kilometers per kilowatt hour. For me, that's terrible. For me, it's terrible. But maybe it's just because of this car. I'm pretty impressed at 8.5. It can do almost 200 miles at 8.5 kilometers per kilowatt hour. So maybe because this inverter is so big, it's just not possible to do any better than that. That's a possibility. Yeah. It's unbelievable. 77% battery. I mean, I've just got to start using this battery. Unbelievable. It is doing really well. It's almost 200 miles range at 8.5 kilometers per kilowatt hour. And the battery temp has it. I don't think it's changed. Take a look. No, there it is. Battery temp hasn't changed a bit. It's pretty low. It's not even. Yeah. It's definitely below the peak performance area. Oh well. Battery health is fine according to this thing. That's the full 12 segs. If I was to charge it with this built-in charger, it's only a 3 kilowatt charger built into the car. If I was to charge it from here to 100%, it would take 4.5 hours. Gosh dang it. That's why everybody just uses the quick chargers with this puppy. I get to 320, I think, which I'm really close to. I'm 315 right now. 320 divided by 1.6 is 200 miles. If I can just get up 5 more kilometers, I'll be at 200 mile range. This car's supposed to be able to do 250 miles, but that's definitely warm weather only. It gets a lot of looks. There was a guy in a BMW, I kid you not. It was an older BMW, it was a Z, what are those things? The little sports coupe, what was it, Z5 or whatever. And he was just, I caught him out of the corner of my eye on the right hand side, and I looked over and he's like like that. I don't know what that meant exactly, but he was definitely waving to me with his head. I think he was just giving me a thumbs up because this car, it turns head. It's pretty good looking. The range is incredible. This is so much different than my car. My car right now, the current range I get 100% charge is, if I'm lucky, about 160 kilometers if I'm lucky on my 24 kilowatt hour battery car. This thing, 40 kilowatt hours. Actually, it's 36 kilowatt hours because you lose about 4 kilowatt hours of battery for safety. They lock you out at 4 kilowatt hours of battery usage to protect the battery. So about 36 kilowatt hour battery usage versus mine is 20. My car is 20 kilowatt hours available to me. So what is that? That's 16 kilowatt hours difference. I'm gonna set the camera up and try to do a test of the parallel parking next. All right, talk more later, guys. Bye. Here we go. I just started it. It's doing it all by itself. Turn these lights on. Camera's over there, videotaping from the outside. I'm not doing a thing. This car's doing everything. This is parallel parking. Oh, it's getting close. Making me nervous. What do you think, Julia? Quiet. It's a little weird. できたね. Can you go forward now? There we go. Did it. Red box means done. Yeah, says it's all done. And it automatically parks, puts the car in park, and puts the brake on, and we're all done. That's the parallel parking, automatic parallel parking there. Hope that demonstration worked for you. It was trippy. Cool. All right, let's do something else now. guys. Heading back. My daughter is with me. It's 9 o'clock now, 9 p.m. We walked around Ginza for a while, checked out the Ginza crossing. They're gonna have the concept cars that were at the car show just last week. They're getting the showroom ready right now downstairs. Starting tomorrow, the concept cars will be in the Ginza Crossing showroom. That's pretty cool. They have a dual motor, full electric SUV concept car. The range is over. They said the range is over 600 kilometers on one charge. So I'm thinking maybe a 70 kilowatt hour battery maybe on that car. I don't know. I don't know the stats. I'll go back tomorrow with this car again, driving it a different way, not so carefully as this time, and we'll hit that showroom and I'll show you that new SUV. That should be pretty cool. So this car is doing great. Let's see, let me get the handle, the steering's kicked back in. What I've learned is the sensor is on the sides. So as long as you just keep your hand on the side of the steering wheel, it'll steer for you. See that? And so that's pretty cool. I'm showing 222 kilometers of range on current charge. I'm at 70% right now. Has some very thick traffic coming out of Tokyo. Besides, I couldn't use the highway. The highway I got to Ginza on, they only take cash. I ran out of cash, so I had to go through the city and get to Chiba, and then get on the highway from Chiba. So yeah, I used a little bit extra energy. So we're at 70%, showing 222 kilometers of range available, and I've traveled 94 kilometers. Thank you, sweetie. You're doing a great job videotaping. 94 kilometers of travel so far. Oh, let me get that. There we go. Let's see. What I noticed with these segs, can you here, hand me the camera, I'll take it. Thank you. I want to show you these segs. They're not like the segs on our car. This is an LCD, so they can be any size they want to be. Even though there's sections, they can be any size they want to be. It's really cool. And when you're on a different menu, let me show you a different menu. The car's still driving all by itself right now. It's cool. So cool.
Oh, it's gonna turn.
It's gonna turn right now. Yeah. So right here, I can't see. There we go. You see the smaller thing? The segs change when it's a smaller display. The ratio changes. You see those. One seg would be 2 segs on the bigger display. I got a toll gate coming up. I gotta go. So like I said, this display here, the scale is different than the big display. The big display, for every 1 seg, that's 2 segs on the big display. So there you go. Also, I found out going through. You gonna hold that? Thanks. Using this here, I was able to figure out the power consumption. Nope, not working. The power consumption on the segs. Took my hand off the wheel too long. There we go. It's back in. And so on the big display, when you have 2 segs, that's barely moving this thing. It's like only like 3 kilowatt of usage. So it is definitely different than the current Leaf, the one I have. Current Leaf, if I keep it in the center, if I keep it in the center, it's about 3 kilowatts of power just before it goes to the first seg. So it's definitely a different instrumentation on this car. It takes time to get used to. Okay, that's that for now. I'll talk more when I get to my next destination. Bye, guys. This was 8.6 just a second ago, and it just dropped to 8.5. But that's okay, no big deal. When I left Ginza, it was at 77%. It's now 64%. So 13% to get home from Ginza, but most likely just 12%. It was 12% when I passed the place where I started this video at. I was at 12% usage, so I was 2% more than when I went over, and that's probably because the traffic. Like I said, I couldn't get back on the highway right away. I had to drive through Tokyo and get to Chiba Prefecture before I get back on the highway. And then on top of that, it's more going uphill. Going towards Narita from Tokyo is going uphill. so that's probably causing it too. I didn't get such great kilometers per kilowatt hour coming home. However, if you look at those numbers, showing I've traveled 111.7, which is pretty much 112 kilometers, and I'm still showing at 64% over 260 kilometers available range. Put that together, that's 317, almost 318, which is 198 miles so far at 64% showing. I think I can get it up even higher, especially when I get the traffic down more. But I mean, that was actually pretty good, actually, considering all the traffic in Tokyo and the highway and everything. This is actually really good, and it's probably a better test anyways with the traffic. But yeah, that's really impressive. So yeah, that's that for now. I'll talk more later. Well, look at the time, 1:18 a.m. I'm still showing 47% battery. So that means I've used only 40% battery since I left, or since I charged it. Since I charged the car, I've only used 40%, and I've traveled 103 miles, 165.9 kilometers. 103 miles, showing 152 kilometers left. That's 95 miles. So altogether, it's 198 miles still showing a range. I got it back up to 8.6. That's the best I could do. So I think I could do probably maybe not 400 soys in a warm summertime, but I could definitely do 360. I'm sure of it. I could probably get 360 kilometers on 100% off of 100% charged battery in the summertime when the battery is much warmer, getting better regen. Awesome. So I'm gonna plug in. I'm gonna charge this thing up to 80%, and I'll do the rest of the charge at home. And we'll start part 2 tomorrow. Just out of curiosity, I just plugged in to start it up, showing 47% on that display there. It is 1:25 in the morning. Let's see how long it takes on a 50 kilowatt charger to charge this puppy up to 80%. 23 minutes, that's all it took. Not bad. Actually, I charged to 81% by accident. It's saying I have a range of 260 kilometers at 81%. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll start part 2 of the test. Okay, day 2. That means part 2 of my range test. Today, I'm not going to be taking it easy. I'm going to be driving it pretty hard. I'm going to try for you guys' sake. Let's turn this car on and see what it's looking at. I charged up to 100% today. After doing the 80% yesterday at the quick charger. And let's see here. Look at that. Boom, boom. You can see it from down here, but let's put it on the big screen. Showing 321 kilometers of range. That's awesome. And I know it would go up even higher. It would definitely go up even higher if I were to take it easy again. I would just slowly creep it up more and more. Because I think really it's about 330 to the empty battery. It'd be 330 kilometers. I'm sure of it. Because my car is always like that too. It's not quite as high as I can get it if I keep driving all the way. I only used about 49% of the battery yesterday. So yeah, this is probably still a little low, but yeah, that's 200 miles right there, taking it easy, and it's kind of cool weather. All right, so it's all zeroed out. Everything's zeroed out on the computer now. I'm still working. I have to take some kids home, treating this car like a school bus kind of. Then I have a couple late afternoon classes, and then after that, when it's dark again, unfortunately, I will go out and I will drive this car hard, like not hard, but more normal driving, more natural driving, and hopefully the rain will stop by then too. A little crappy weather today. Well, anyways, see you soon, guys. Bye. It is now 9:18 p.m. 13 degrees showing outside, 13 degrees centigrade showing outside. So I've traveled already 34.1 kilometers since this morning. I'm showing 273 kilometers of range with the eco mode on. Battery temp is not good. It's not good at all. And it's cooler tonight than yesterday. That's not going to help. A lot of you guys in the comment section were asking me to go at American highway speeds, over 100 kilometers an hour, like 110 you were hoping for. This isn't my car. I'm not going to do it even if I could find a spot where I could get away with it for a while. I'll do as fast as I can possibly, but also over here, the Pro Pilot, the cruise control, I think its max is 110 kilometers an hour. After that, it won't work anymore. It only goes, the top speed you can go, the highest speed you can go when you're in cruise controls, I think it's 110 kilometers an hour. I think I was told that. So I'm not going to do it anyways. It's not my car. I can't go that fast. But I will try some stuff. Some of you guys were asking about the handles, taking my hands off the steering wheel and showing what it would do on a circular track for safety. I don't have access to a circular track, but this time of night, where I'm going is probably going to be pretty clear. There won't be anybody behind me. I can do it, but I think I already know what's going to happen. Like I said, I think this car is different than the American counterpart, because this one, it's just like the Serena, it looks like. The steering disengages, but the Pro Pilot stays on. It's kind of scary, but I think it's because they did that because the highways are different over here. Lots of curves, and they're more narrow, and so it just wouldn't. It's not much safer even if you had that ability probably with this car. Anyways, let's get going. I don't want to talk too much right now, and we'll continue driving and yeah, see what it does for range. Driving like a crazy person. It's 15 degrees right now outside. Temperature's gone up a little bit since I've gone this direction. I'm heading towards the coast. We'll be going up a mountain pretty soon here. As a matter of fact, if I'm going to go all the way to Tateyama. Tateyama is a famous beach area, so I should be able to get with the hills and the speeds and everything. I should be able to get a pretty good estimate of what it's like in America for that kind of driving, that kind of range. Yeah, so I will get back to you in a few more minutes when we finally get to the cruising speed that I want to get to, okay? The Pro Pilot steering is working pretty good, but I am finding at these higher speeds, it's even more temperamental. I told you, it doesn't really like the on-ramps and off-ramps if you're in the slow lane, which I'm in right now. And when you're going even the higher speeds, it's even more temperamental. It does not like them. It freaks it out, and you better be you got your hands close to the steering wheel because it cuts out a lot. One time it didn't know where to go. It was like, because the lane got wide because there was an off-ramp coming up, and the lane got wider and wider, and the car's like, uh-oh, where should I go? It didn't know which way to go, really, and it started swerving. I had to take over because it started getting worse and worse. So that was interesting. But other than that, it's doing good. It's definitely something you don't... It's not like you see these people in their Teslas where they just aren't paying attention at all. You can't do that with this car. You really can't. It's not to that level yet. They're saying by 2020, which is only 2 years from now, that it will be at that level. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe it will. I also said yesterday that I was going to go tonight to Ginza Crossing again and show you some video of those concept cars that they were at the Tokyo Motor Show just last week. Unfortunately, I got done late. My work got done late, and then because I had to take my neighbor to Costco, just couldn't do it today. But maybe I'll still throw something in at the end of this video, because I have to probably wait before I can release the video anyways. So by then I'll have some video anyways. Okay, there's nobody behind me. So I'm going to try this thing. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what happens when you let go of the steering wheel. So I'm going to do it with both cameras going at the same time. So I let go of the steering wheel. First you get a little red light warning you to put your hands back on. Then it's going to start making noise and beeping and showing a red handle. And then, yeah, it's disengaged. The handle's not working now. See, I'm going to go up. I got to take over. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. I was told originally that it was supposed to turn it on. It was supposed to start hitting the brakes and making a noise and trying to wake you up, and then turn the hazards on and slow down to a stop. Nope. Not over here in Japan. Guys, I'm gonna need somebody to confirm that for me, because I got that information from, like I said, that YouTube video where that guy on the first day event in Las Vegas doing a test drive, showing the car on the freeways. The Nissan guy said that over in America. So somebody, can you help me out and try to confirm that information? All I have to do is keep my hand kind of touching the steering wheel, barely touching the steering wheel, for it to drive around. And if you're on a long trip, I can see you getting really tired with that kind of thing. Even if you're trying to, I'm still watching, keep my eye out and stuff, but you're not much engaged with driving. You're not doing anything with your feet, and now you're not doing anything with your hands really. You're less engaged with the car, so you'd probably fall asleep kind of easily, I would think. And they don't have, over here in Japan at least, they don't have any kind of safety protocol. So when you let go of the steering wheel or fall asleep, it doesn't keep driving for you. Wow, that's kind of scary. Just something to know, guys. Something you should know. Interesting. So that test is taken care of. So now we know. Over here in Japan, it does not try to wake you up. It does not keep driving itself, and it won't turn on the hazards, and it won't slow down to a stop. So there you go. I was cruising at 100 kilometers an hour. I have now traveled 75 kilometers, showing 199 kilometers available on the gasometer, 71% battery available. So far, no problem at this speed. We are starting to go up hills. We're going up the mountains now. Let's see how it continues, if it keeps up. Talk more later, guys. Bye. All right, update time. As you can see, I'm going about 100 kilometers an hour. Been going that for quite a while now because I'm out in the middle of nowhere up in the mountains. Traveling through a whole bunch of mountain ranges. Chiba, this area of Chiba, it's all mountainous. So even though I can't go any faster than this for you guys, along with the mountains, this is actually doing pretty good. I think this is a good way. Now we're going down a little bit. It's a good way to see, what the range is going to be for you guys over in America. I think it's going to be coming kind of close. I found out that the top speed on cruise control with this car is 115 kilometers an hour. That's roughly 72 miles an hour, I think. So, and then after that, it just won't go any faster than that. The cruise control won't go any higher than that over here. But I think that's for Japan, because Japan has very strict speed laws over here anyways. The steering's doing pretty good. I'm on as you can see, it's a pretty narrow road. Car's hogging to the right, but it's doing the job. It's steering. I have to correct it once in a while, and sometimes, not much, just a little bit. Once in a great while. It is weird because this is the only time when you have a little bit of tension in the steering wheel when you're trying to correct the car. Tell the car it's not heavy. It's not heavy at all. But when you're driving without the cruise control on, it's a very light steering. It's much lighter than my current Leaf. The steering on this car would probably be, if you want to make a comparison, it'd be similar to the steering on an old 70s Caddy or a Buick or something like that. Like my dad had a old 70 Buick Electra, and the steering was so light on that. I loved that. I loved that. The other thing had a huge power booster for this power steering, and so it was really light steering. It's doing fine. So yeah, when this is engaged, you have a little bit of, it's kind of weird. It's like almost like a video game feel to it, when it's steering for you and you're trying to correct it. It doesn't fight you or anything, but it's a little bit harder of a steering wheel than. Now we're gonna slow down. It's a slow poke in front of me. It's a little bit harder of a steering than normally. I guess it'd be similar to my current Leaf, maybe just a little heavier feeling than the current Leaf. Not much though. So it's really quite nice. No problems if you have to take over or correct the steering. No problems at all. Okay, update is we've traveled 109 kilometers since I charged up to 100%, showing 145 available still on the gasometer. I'm at 54% of the battery, and I'm already in what they call footstep area. So yeah, I'm almost to my destination. I'm almost to Tateyama, which is getting close to the southernmost tip of Japan. Just a little bit further from Tateyama, and you're at the tip of Japan. Sorry, not Japan. Tip of Chiba. So that's cool. It's doing great. Normally in my car, I charge to 80%, leave my house at 80%. I get to Tateyama, I'm really low. I have to charge up. It's ready for a charge. This car, I left the house at 87%, and I think I can get back home even with the same charge. This thing's this going these speeds. I would never go these speeds in my car. I wouldn't be able to make it. I have to go the speed limit at 80%, go to speed limit, and I'll just get there with just enough juice to charge up again. So this car is really impressive. Really impressive. Talk more later, guys. Bye. Well, we are in Tateyama now. Let's see here. Let me turn on the camera. Boom, boom, boom. Turn this off so there's no glare. Yeah, well, showing 6.9 kilometers per kilowatt hour. Not so hot, but what are you going to do about that? Because going through the mountains and I'm traveling at such a speed. And on top of that, everything else, I just realized it's really windy tonight. It's really windy. Look at the temperature. It's gone up to 20 degrees centigrade. We're having some kind of weird pressure system go through this area. And so we get some pretty strong gusts once in a while. The whole car gets pushed around a little bit. So that's got to be affecting the range a little bit too. I've traveled 137.7 kilometers. See, subtract 40 from that. That's a little under 100 kilometers I've traveled since I left my house, and showing 119 kilometers on the gasometer and 44% left on the battery. You know what? This wouldn't be a proper test if I didn't try to go home on this exact same charge with that kilometer showing. Technically, I was just under 100 kilometers to get here. I should be able to do it no problem going back, including using the same speeds that I was going. You know. So yeah. Okay, that's that. Turn that off. I think the car's doing great. You add those together. Let's add those together. Let's do this. I can't do the math in my head at this point. I'm tired. I am so tired. Yeah, I was right. When the car drives itself, you get tired pretty quick. It's only 10:58 p.m. and I'm exhausted. Let's see. 119. Add that to. I'm gonna round up to 138. It's almost 138 right now. 138. That makes a total of 257. That's out of eco mode. Out of eco mode. Divided by 1.6, you got 100 miles of range out of eco mode. I'm sorry, 160 miles. What am I saying? It says 160, doesn't it? 160 miles of range. Almost 161 miles, right? Let's put the eco mode on, and let's try it again. So 125 plus 138. That's 263 kilometers. Divide that by 1.6. 164 miles of range, according to that. Yeah, 164 miles of range. That's crazy. You guys will have no problem with this car to get 150 miles of range. I mean, I can't go much faster when I'm going. I'm going 100 kilometers an hour up mountains, up through mountains, up and down, up through mountains with a strong gusty wind going. Very strong. As a matter of fact, I should get out and, because I'm right next to the beach, I should get out and just videotape the palm trees are just like that. It's pretty bad. It gets gusty. So strong wind right now, but then you also get these really strong gusts as well. It's doing great. So now it's time for me to turn around and head back. It's kind of ridiculous, and I spent $25 on tolls just to get here, out of my pocket, just to get here. Turn around, spend another 25 bucks just to get home. I didn't even do anything. Also, going these speeds, I've never gotten to Tateyama from my house this fast. That was quick. That's awesome. This car is amazing, but I am getting tired because this car is doing all the driving. Stop it. I could turn this off. You can turn off the steering. If you go into the menu, you can deactivate the steering, the automatic steering, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you call it. But you can just use that. Still use the cruise control, like radar cruise control. So I don't feel like going through the menu right now without my wife. I don't want to screw anything up. Okie doke. I will talk more later, guys. Bye. One thing I've realized with this car, wow, the headlights are so much better. So much better than the, well, I better turn this music down, otherwise I'm going to get flagged by YouTube. The headlights are so much better on this car versus my current Leaf. Wow, low beams are much better, they're much wider light. They have a better, they shoot out a little further than my current Leaf, and they also have a better, broader angle. And then the high beams, goodness gracious, they're really good. They're really good. On my current Leaf, the high beams are a halogen high beam. I have an LED low beam, but the high beam is a halogen high beam. This car, the high beam is LED, so it's a much pure white, much brighter white high beam, and it shoots out so far, and it's so bright that anything that's reflective, like right now I have all these reflective sticks on the street. When I hit the high beams, it blinds me. As a matter of fact, let me I'll turn on my camera. When you get out of town, it gets really dark. The high beam just really kicks in. Give me just a second here, guys. Alright, here we go. Bam! Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry about that. Try again. Bam! It's just like daytime almost. Low beam. Try again here. Ready? Ready? High beam. Bam! I love it. Am I being annoying? Sorry, guys. Just let you know that these new high beams, yeah, they're incredible. Good car. Goodness gracious. Loving it. Alright, talk more later. Guys, I'm not sure if I should be telling you this secret or not, but I'm going to anyways. Look, Ma, no hands. I found out that even if you have your knee touching lightly against the steering wheel, the side of the steering wheel, you don't have it'll drive. Who knew? I don't know if that's a secret or if that's a mistake, but I just have to have my knee just slightly touching the steering wheel, and it has no problem with that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Temperature's dropping quite a bit, down to 16 degrees centigrade. Showing 22% battery and 61 kilometers of range available, and that's exactly what I have until I get home, is 61 kilometers. So this should be interesting. Traveled 177.6 kilometers so far. Let's see how it goes. Keep posted, but check me out. I have a Tesla. This is hilarious. I don't know if you're supposed to know this, but do now. Talk more later, guys. I had to slow down a bit because, as you can see, I'm at 14%. Traveled 208.2 kilometers, showing 43 kilometers available still. Gosh, stay in focus. Stay in focus. What a jerk. Anyways, as you can see, it's 14%. I still have not gotten any notification from the car about my battery getting low. I find that interesting. I'm assuming, now we're 13%. I'm assuming it's going to happen soon. But nothing yet. Well, anyways, I just want to let you know where we're at. 13% battery, 42 kilometers of range left. This is out of eco mode. Probably eco mode is not going to change a bit. Put in eco mode. 44. Yeah, it doesn't change a bit, this range. I mean, this battery percentage is not going to change any. So there you go. Just this update. Just got the message now at 9% battery. My low battery indicator just finally came on just now. So it took till 9% for it to come on. Interesting. I am back, and I'm really close to home. Probably about a 1.5 kilometers away from my house, so I thought I'd stop here and charge up before I get home, because my home charger ain't gonna charge this thing up very good. If you look here, check it out. I'm gonna turn that off. Alright. I am showing only 4% battery left, but still showing 16 kilometers. So I'm averaging about a little more than 4 kilometers per kilowatt. I'm sorry, per percent. I do it every time. Per percent. Let's see, what is my kilowatt? I'm averaging 7 kilometers per kilowatt hour, which really is not good, but that just proves that I was driving hard. Hard for me. I mean, some of you guys out there are going to probably drive the car harder than I do, especially depending on the country you're living in. But I did 100 kilometers an hour as long as I could, as much as I could. I only slowed down when the battery got to a pretty low, when I started getting even. I started getting like the range I had left versus how far it was to my house. That's when I decided I better slow it down a bit. But I was still going over the speed limit by about 10 kilometers an hour, I think. Let's see. So we have traveled 236.5 kilometers since it's charged up to 100%, and I'm showing 16 kilometers left. So that's 252 kilometer of range from this time. 252 kilometers driving the car the way I've been driving, and that's including using the heater and air conditioning. Whenever the front windscreen got fogged up, I would activate the heater and air conditioning, and yeah, I didn't leave it on, but I would defrost the window that way once in a while, especially when I'm going over the mountains and coming down the mountains. The temperature was changing so quickly. Like when I left Tateyama, it was 20 degrees. It's now 12 degrees over here. Everything started fogging up, so I would turn on the heater and just put on auto and hit this thing, and as you can see, the heat and air conditioning come on both. So I would do that till it thawed out, till it cleared up, and then I would turn it off. I also tried the e-pedal. I played with the e-pedal when I was using it for work today. Taking the kids home, I was using the e-pedal the whole time, so I don't think that was really doing great for economy driving, but it was a lot of fun, and I got pretty used to it. It's actually pretty cool. It's nice. It's nice to use it when you're shooting around town and stuff, shooting around your house, near your house, running errands and stuff. I like that e-pedal system. It's pretty nice. Yeah, so I drove hard. Strong wind out there. I used the heat and air conditioning once in a while, and I used the e-pedal a little bit, and still we got 252 kilometers from this charge, maybe even a little more. It's weird. The notification is weird. I got a notification at 9% that I was on low battery. I'm at 4% now, but anybody owns a Leaf, a current Leaf, they know that you wouldn't have anything. It would just be dashes. There'd be dashes for your what your range, what you have left, how many kilometers left on the gasometer, and your battery percentage would be just dashes. You wouldn't have any clue. They don't do that anymore. Interesting. So I'm wondering, I haven't hit turtle mode either. At 4%, there's no turtle mode. Is there a turtle mode on this new car, or does it, like, when you get to 0%, is it really not really 0%? Is there still a little bit left after that? I don't know, but that's pretty interesting too. Learned a lot in these past 2 days with all this experimenting I've been trying. I'll go over that more in my later in my my closing of the video. I'm so tired. I'm going to summarize the 2 days and everything, and I'll go over that in a few seconds for you guys. All right, guys, I am tired. I'm going to charge up. I'm going to go home and get some sleep, and I will finish up the video. Just a real quick note: I haven't finished charging out the battery. I did 30 minutes and it got up to 56%. I went to charge it again and the stupid machine won't let me do it again, so I don't know what's up with that. But this is a little disconcerting. When I started charging, it was well below the halfway point. Now it's at 3/4 after one charge on a cold day. It's not even, it's pretty cold outside. It's not even close to what we get for a summer day. That's a little disconcerting. Yeah, just something to think about. All right, talk more later.
Okay, before I get to... Oh, good morning, guys. yesterday I was pretty wasted. I was pretty tired when I got back, so I forgot some points. So before I get to my summarization of the 2-day range test, I just want to finish up by saying the car came home with a Pro Pilot with no snags at all. It was no problem at all. The car drove itself the whole time, and yeah, and I think I already said it once before, but I'm so tired I don't remember. But my Leaf, if I charge my Leaf up to 100%, there's no way I could have done what I just did with this car yesterday at 87%, leaving here at 87%. Not with the winds we're having, not with the mountains I went through, not with the speeds I was traveling at, with everything included. There's no way I could have done it. So, great car. Let's go into summary next.
What I've learned in these past 2 days is if you take it really easy, and this is not the best perfect temperatures to get a good range value, but if you take it easy as I was taking it on the first day, 330 kilometers roughly, give or take a few kilometers for range on a full battery. And then if you drive it hard, like I drove it yesterday at 100 kilometers an hour with the high winds and the mountains and the air conditioning and heater and all that stuff thrown in, you still get 252 kilometers, which if for any of you guys that owned a previous Leaf, like the one I have right now, 24 kilowatt hour Leaf, it's night and day. Those numbers are just incredible for just, what is it? It's 16 kilowatt hours of usable battery difference between the two cars, and the range is completely different. Quite a contrast. Where I'm averaging on my car, my best day possible, I average about 2 kilometers per percent battery percent. This car is 4 to 5, depending on how you drive it and the temperature. So you're getting about up to 5 kilometers per percent. That's really impressive. Really great. Also, this car, it says Leaf, but it sure doesn't feel like a Leaf. There's some things that are familiar. You got the shift knob that's familiar. The seats are, even though the upholstery is different, pretty much the same seats as the previous model, and the door panels. But other than that, there's nothing same about this car at all with the previous Leaf. For example, it has much stronger regenerative braking when you're in eco mode or brake mode than the previous Leaf. It just doesn't kick in right away. It's the weirdest thing. Unlike the other Leaf where you take your foot off the accelerator and it immediately kicks in, this car is about a 5-second count before the really heavy regenerative braking kicks in on either mode. So everything's different. Every little driving aspect of this car is different, with including the new features, the Pro Pilot features, the e-pedal, what they call Pro Pilot parking features. Exclude those, and then still the car is just completely different as far as performance goes. Power is really good on this car. It's not anything close to a Tesla. It's not anything close to even it's been a while, but I bet I think an i3 even has more torque and more horsepower than this car. But it is incredible for this car compared to my Leaf. This thing is incredible on power and torque at any speed. It's just that instant torque just makes it feel like you're in a sportier car for sure. The range is incredible. The driving experience is much better in this car. I don't even feel like it's an electric car. This car, to me, even yesterday, driving as hard as I was, I still felt like I was just in a gasoline car. I have had some minivans, with about the same kind of range on gasoline, the same kind of range I would get if I was driving the van the same way as I was driving this car yesterday. I'd be getting about the same kind of range on one tank of gas. So it really does feel like it's just amazing. They did a really good job. Styling, performance, range, all the features it has on it, safety features, which work great. I love the lane departure warning, the blind spot warning on the mirrors. Wow, really nice, especially around here because we have a lot of bikes, So summarizing up, this car they should have named it something different. It is not a Leaf. This car is amazing. It's not a Model 3 killer. It's not, it's just it's something different on the table, For all you guys that think the Model 3 is a lot better, it could be, but we'll never know for a while because it's just trickling out of the fact that they're having such a hard time. It's bottlenecking the batteries is bottlenecking up so bad. They're having such a hard time putting those cars out. You'd be a fool almost to order one now, pre-order a Model 3 right now, because it might be 2020 before you get the car by now. They're having such a hard time getting those things built. But you know, you do have the Bolt, the Chevy Bolt, and I think that's a pretty comparable car. It's better range obviously than this car, but this car is better looking, I think. And so I don't know. I don't know what it is on size or anything. I will be going to America this December, and I've already locked in a Bolt to be driving around in over there. So I am going to really enjoy that. I'm going to try that out, and I'll be able to compare that Bolt to this car really well. So I'll look forward to that video coming in December or January probably. Right, that I'm not saying the Leaf is the best EV out there. No, I'm not saying that at all. You know, it's still, for you guys in America, the 40 kilowatt hour version might be a little short range for some of you people out there. I think it's going to work for most people, even just 150 mile range. I think it's going to work for most people over there. And it looks like even in America you could do more than 150. I think 150. I think America's the opposite of Japan. Japan, they're way too generous with the mileage that the range the car can do, and I think America they're a little too conservative with the range it can do. So 150, 170 kilometers of range over in America. I'm sorry, 150, 170 miles of range over in America is pretty good. I'm just saying, you know, you do have the Bolt, Chevy Bolt, which is going to be, you know, which is, what is that? That's like over 200 miles of range, right, already, and it has a much better acceleration than the Leaf, and you know, but it's just not as good looking. And the Leaf has a few more features. They're almost comparable on safety features, but the Leaf it's got a few more things that the Bolt does not have. And then you have the Model 3, which is about same category, same class, and that is about the same price as the 40, and it has a, you know, has a 200 some plus mile range on it already. But like I said, that one's gonna be a while before you can get it. By the time you get yours, if you order now, by the time you get yours, there's probably a new model out by then. Something's gonna be new out, you know, a new Toyota full electric, or Mazda full electric, or Nissan might even have that dual motor SUV out by then. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned. I'm gonna show that concept car from the Tokyo Motor Show. I'm going to show it right after this. So thanks for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. All right. Bye.